Hello Flickering Myth family and all you good guy dolls. My name is EJ and in this video we are going to be diving into a brand new documentary. I am a big horror fan, specifically a big fan of slasher movies, so when there's a documentary about one of the most famous slasher franchises, we need to dive into it. Yes, about to hit streaming, we are going to be diving into Living with Chucky. You know, for all the talk about Fast and the Furious movies being the family franchise, something all about family, the bonds on and off set, boy does Chucky have that beat. Not only is this just a production that has been going on for 30, almost 40 years of just the same filmmakers coming, returning, doing what they want to do. I love that Don Mancini has been the head of this franchise, but he's been there, so he's returned cast members. They're also on-screen people. They're also related now. There's legacy characters. This franchise is so wild, and I love that Chucky has really evolved from that 1988 slasher to what it is now on television, and also getting a documentary like this. Retrospective documentaries for horror films, just film in general, are always kind of hard to do. They can come off very tedious, an information dump, but this one is done very well. Kyra Gardner is a hell of a documentary filmmaker. She kept this moving. She kept it going. The little transitions in between segments, those were so great. The talking heads, the way they just got people to be so open, the editing. This was a well-made documentary that really encapsulates such a wonderful franchise that means so much to a lot of people. It would be hard to talk about something that's been run by basically the same person for so long, get into it, give new details, especially for horror fans. We feel like we know everything about every franchise, everything we know. But wow, this gave me new information, new perspectives, new talking points, unless your Child's Play 3, which they paid dust to. My least favorite movie, so I'm fine with, but I was just like, damn, that movie barely got 3 minutes, and then the next segment's Bride of Chucky, which gets like 20 minutes. It's a good documentary, but there's definitely moments that I was like, wow, we are focusing on definitely certain things and we're paying nothing to other stuff. I like it. It's smart. It's just definitely a good documentary for those things, but there's definitely where I'm like, wow, we have a perspective and a point of view, and we are expressing that. The way Fiona Dourif has joined her dad, Brad Dourif, in the franchise, Kyra Gardner is joining her father, who is a very famous visual effects artist, into the world of Chucky. It must be weird being a person whose dad is a special effects artist, anyone in the industry, so you're seeing all these gore, all these weird props around your house. You're just kind of consumed by horror. I'm very interested by that, and I love that this was a bit of a perspective of this, is the family, the vibes, the way you're just kind of dragged into the Chucky universe, but you never want to leave. People like Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif, these are Oscar-nominated actors that don't really need to be doing Chucky projects still to this day, but they are. And this documentary really explains why. Most of it is Don Mancini, who has been a writer since the original and now has served into a director-curator position. It's really cool to see that he has commanded this, and Kyra does a really good job of explaining why we love him as a filmmaker and why the crew loves him as a captain of the ship. It's really, really cool. A lot of the talking heads in this were great. The people that they got, the stuff that they're not even really related to the franchise, like Abigail Breslin, who I was like, was she in a Chucky thing? No, but they talk about child actors because Alex Vincent is in here. So yeah, there's a lot of extra little people here and there that really add to this. One of my favorite conversations is John Waters talking about this franchise in general, but his appearance in Seed of Chucky, some of the more weird aspects of it, that was really good. John Waters is always great. If you're doing a documentary about movies, find a way to get John Waters up in that, because it will make it that much better. Kyra was so smart for getting such a great collection of people to talk about such a long-running, weird slasher franchise that has meant so much to a lot of people. There's a lot of connections that this has to horror fans, to LGBT people, to people who are scared of dolls. There is an impact Chucky has made, and this documentary is a good way of looking at all of that. I know Kyra Gardner has a special connection to the Chucky franchise. That's what probably pushed her to make this. But I would like to see this filmmaker jump into other franchises. Like, there was a Friday the 13th documentary not too long ago. That thing is like 18 hours long. It took me a day and a half just to find all of the time to get that movie watched. And I liked it, but there was just elements that I thought this could have been stronger. A filmmaker like this could really add something. I mean, there was a really good, like I said, a transitional gag in between the different Chucky movies. So they would show VHS tapes, which would then evolve to DVDs. I liked that. I thought that was a really interesting and fresh take. This is what I need from this, from documentaries in general, especially retrospective. Let's look at the history of a movie franchise or a genre or something like that. You need a fresh take. You need good new blood into it. And Kyra is a filmmaker that has a promising future in this industry. I don't know what her next plan is, if it's going to be making horror films herself. I mean, the connections she has, there could be an all-star horror film being in the, that's what we love as producers and filmmakers, the people who have the connections. Kyra knows the exact people to make a solid film, but honestly, another documentary is needed from this filmmaker. SCREAMBOX, Bloody Disgusting, I don't know if you guys are hearing me out there, but get Kyra to look at Hellraiser, the Pumpkinhead movies. I don't give a damn. Let's keep it puppet themed. Give me a Puppet Master franchise. Look at, oh my god, there's so much problematic material there, but still, I need more from this. I need more documentaries like this because I ate this up so easily. Well, Living with Chucky will be coming out very soon, and I definitely think it is well worth the watch. I have an interview with Kyra coming very soon, so you guys can check it out up here if it's already came out, but if not, make sure you subscribe to Flickering Myth so you can see all of our interviews, our reviews, our look at horror films. This is a channel that talks about everything, but we love horror films over here, so if you do, make sure you join us. All right, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, all that stuff, and let's talk about Living with Chucky and the Chucky movies down below.